Hey guys, welcome back to another video on my channel, and today's video is going to be a haul from Steakworky. This is a brand that is exclusively available on Purplle, and I got these products maybe 4 months back. I don't exactly remember that's how long ago I got these products, but it's a good thing that I got this many months to try them out so I can give you as much honest opinion as possible. I've been using them quite extensively, at least most of them. So yeah, and before we get started, hey, my name is Avanti and I have been making YouTube videos as a side of hobby for a while, and if you like my videos and the content that I'm coming up with, do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. So without more babbling, let's get started. So the first product that I have here is Enigma liquid pen liner. I actually came to know about this from a video by Sweta Vijay Nair, and I'm kind of glad she recommended this one because this has made my life a lot easier, and this is definitely one of my favorite products from all that I got, and you will know why. So this is the outer packaging, as you can see, and this is how the product looks like. It's a simple sketch pen style design and it's really sleek. The cap is not that tight, and as you can see, this has been put to quite a lot of use, so it has got this messiness here. But if you see the felt tip of the pen, it's really sharp. I would say I've never used such pens, but yeah, the last one I used like this kind of felt tip sketch pen eyeliner was Maybelline Colossal Sketch Eyeliner or something like that it's called, and it really didn't work out for me. And this came quite as a surprise because we barely know about this brand, and this is only available on Purplle, so it's not easily available either. And yet they made this really high quality pen, sketch pen or whatever you call it. The product amount is, I think it's 1 gram of product, or it's 1.2 ml of product, and it retails for 425 rupees. However, it's usually on sale on Purplle, and I got this for 345 or something. You can check it out. The prices on Purplle keeps fluctuating. So I'll just show you the tip, as you can see, and I've already swatched it here. Just swatch it again. You can really draw very fine line as well as thick line, which is definitely an advantage. And the best part is this has been with me for 4 months now. I have been using it quite often, and if you see this eyeliner, I did it using this one only, and still it's not dried up. It's totally fine. I think I'll get another 4 months of use out of this, so it's good. And the point I was trying to say is, what I have noticed, usually the felt tip of such pens dry up first, even though the product is still in there, but nothing like that happened with this one, so this definitely gets a thumbs up from me. The next one that I have with me is this Lust at Every Sight eye primer. They have got some really complicated names for their products, and I'll prefer if they give them some simpler name that are easier to remember, because you really can't tell what this is when you see the package unless you read the word eye primer. Again, this one is of 8 gram and retails for 215, but this came for around I don't remember exactly, but less than 200. It was probably 180 or something when I bought this. So this is how the actual product looks. Nothing fancy. It's similar to how the NYX product, like the NYX eye primer packaging looks, except that this is a silicone based eye primer and the NYX one is a cream based and tinted product. So this, if I come to the packaging, it's a plastic case, or I should say a plastic tub with a plastic lid, and there was, so this is a transparent silicone based eye primer, and there was kind of a white lid on it which doesn't fit properly, so I had to throw it away. As long as that lid was there, this cap wouldn't like close, so I just threw it away. And now coming to how this primer performs. This primer is quite slippery. I mean, it's like the most slippery primer I have used so far, and I have used only NYX eye primer so far. So this feels more like a face primer than eye primer, to be honestly, because this takes quite some time to set down. If you use too much of it, the eyelid become really oily and slippery, and the eyeshadow will just slide off. Like you try to blend it and the eyeshadow will sliding. Now coming to the performance, if you give it enough time to dry down, it will actually give you average, or I'll say more than average performance. And this is especially useful for oily eyelid, because as I said, I used only the NYX eye primer before, and NYX eye primer is really good, but if you have oily eyelid, it will crease as soon as you apply it, and you need to buff some powder eyeshadow on so that the creasing will stop before you start working with it. But with this one, if I give it like 1 to 2 minutes to set down and then start applying the eyeshadow, it really works well. And since I have really oily eyelids, I always have a problem with eye primers, and like fortunately I didn't face much problem with it once I worked out how much to use. Even today I am wearing this under this coral shade that I have, and as you can see, the coral has become really vibrant, and if you see it properly, there's no crease line as such, which is a problem with the NYX primer. So again, for something that's retailing at 215 and you get it almost always on a discount, this one really works well. I'd like to add, for all the Stakeworky products, I'm not very sure about their ingredient list and what they're really putting into these products. They do have ingredient lists on the boxes, but I barely heard about this range except for that it's available exclusively on Purplle. So if you have some issue with brands and whether you can trust a brand or not, it's totally up to you. For me, since these products worked out, I recommend them, but it's always best to do a patch test if you are sensitive and if you are using a brand for the first time. So now there's another favorite from this range, and another favorite, actually the product for which I started looking into Stakeworky brand as a whole, is this one. I know the name doesn't give away what this product is, so basically this is a makeup remover balm. So it's basically a cleansing balm, and I was looking for this is how it looks. So yeah, I was looking for a cleansing balm that is affordable, and since I am trying out cleansing balms for the first time, I wanted to start with something that's cheap and would be moderately effective, because I wanted a balm only for travel purpose, because if I'm going to somewhere very cold, I really don't want to touch water, so I'll just use this. Yeah, I'm bit squeamish about cold and water and anything that's wet in a very cold temperature, if that makes sense. Anyway, so this one was kind of like, I wasn't sure I was expecting something this small. It's a glass tub, which is again, I mean, it's a good thing it's a glass tub, because the product won't react with the material as such, but then if you drop it, the entire thing is gone. So I'm not very sure whether I should be happy about this or get upset that it's a glass tub and I'm very messy. Now inside, this is how the product looks. It's almost waxy and has a very strong artificial rose scent. I don't really like that about this one, but the fact that it does the job quite well, I guess I can excuse the scent. Now, I saw a lot of review of this product on YouTube already, and many people said that it had a very cream-like texture and you can just scoop it out and start using it. But when this came in for the first time, and even now, this is completely, as you can see, it's like a balm that's frozen in, and if you just rub your finger like this, and unless you're scooping your finger inside, you can't take out much. Okay, you don't take out much, and it's a problem when you are trying to do your whole face, like remove all the makeup from your entire face, because you need to scoop out quite a lot. And if you just can't rub your finger and get enough product out, that's a problem. And so far it's working moderately well, so I don't really have any complaint about this product, except that it has a very strong scent. So the next product that I have here is a lip and cheek crayon, and I got two of this. One is for my sister and I don't have it with me right now. It's just another different shade. The textures of both the pencil was similar, so reviewing one is like reviewing the other, just that I can show you that color. So this is how the pencil looks like. It's a wooden pencil, and this one is in the shade Want Some Wood. Yeah, Want Some Wood. Basically it's a coral brownish shade, and you can wear it on the lips as well as the cheeks. I'm not exactly very fond of this. This is quite an average product from their range, and this one was probably priced at around 200 rupees. I don't have the carton of this one. This has been used quite a lot and I lost the carton. So the problem that I face mainly with this is the crayon is very sticky on the lips. It's really sticky on the cheeks. It's difficult to blend, so it doesn't serve the purpose of being a lip crayon or a cheek crayon, at least for me. But at this price, I don't think I can expect more. But when this brand can give other products that are really affordable and performs well, why they can make a better version of this. So this is the swatch of this one. This is the swatch. As you can see, it looks more orange on camera, but it's more of like rust in real. And if you blend it out, as you can see, it's very difficult to blend. That patchy mark stays, like where you draw the line or make the dot, that line will stay, and that is a problem. So I have to be very careful while using this for my cheeks. And this is, well, not the best cheek color, but I know some people like this kind of tint on their cheeks, and I have it on right now. So yeah, nothing great to tell about this, and it's a so product. But if you are looking for something cheap and that's pigmented enough, maybe you can try this out. So State Verke's Cheeky Girls Blush, and the shade is Pink Diva 1. Now this packaging is so different from the usual black packaging. I don't know if this is a separate range of product they have got, but this looks quite appealing to me. So yeah, as you can see, it's a Barbie or maybe bubblegum pink. I didn't have this kind of color in my collection, so I thought, why not? This reminds me a lot of the Maybelline Cheeky Glow or something. I forgot those blushes name, but they look similar to this packaging. As for the pigmentation, I'll just swatch my finger. It's a very bright, cool tone fuchsia pink, and it's quite pigmented actually. If you need to use it very carefully to get a moderate and natural blush to your cheek. Otherwise, you'll end up looking like a clown. Again, the blending is not so good. I wish the blending was better, but for something that retails for around, I think this was priced at, okay, this is priced at $2.99, but this was available for $2.25. So something that's this cheap, I wasn't expecting much of a quality. But then again, Maybelline Cheeky Glow, yeah, I remember the name, the Cheeky Glow. Cheeky Glow blushes were priced at $2.25 when they were available, obviously, and they definitely blended better. So the last one that I have from the brand is Stay Quirky Liquid Lipstick. It's pretty straightforward. Like the first time I'm getting a product that has a straightforward name, and no, it's not that straightforward. It's called Savagery Redefined number 17. Now this was a free product, so if you bought, I think if the bill was above a certain amount, one liquid lipstick was free. So I got this for free, and I couldn't choose the shade, and I wish I could choose the shade because this shade is horrible. I'm not fond of metal shades as such, and this one is metal and a matte liquid lipstick. The combination is the worst, at least according to me. See, the shade is kind of similar to the blush that I bought. Honestly, I haven't used this lipstick on my lips and went out since I bought this. The only time I tried this on was when I wanted to see if I can make this work for me in any way, and I had this on for maybe 30 or 40 minutes. From that, I could tell that this has a very drying texture and a sort of stickiness to it. Like, it's neither very comfortable to wear even when it's not dry, and definitely uncomfortable when it dries down. So I'll not recommend this or bother buying this with my own money. That was all the products that I had in my list, and I hope you liked them. Stay Quirky has foundations and concealers as well, which I haven't tried, and honestly I'm not very interested to try them out either, because every time I tried some unknown brand or some cheaper brand for base makeup, they always turned out to be not so good texture wise, or if you are considering being skin friendly. In either way, they never turned out to be good, and I'm not willing to take that risk again. So this was it. For more videos like this, do subscribe, and in our next video I'll be coming up with another haul but of a different kind, so stay tuned. Till then, bye.